Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that, guys. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
What's going on, people? Welcome to Kop-Ish. Welcome to the summer daily news show. And I'm not even going to lie to you, people. I weren't even supposed to be doing this live. I'm having a busy day. I was trying to find where I'm going to squeeze the daily show in. And then, boom, somebody tries to slap me in my face. Absolute madness. So this is a spontaneous, off-the-cuff, random, live summer daily news show. It won't be too long, but we got to talk, people. We have to talk. We have to talk. Fabrizio Romano. Breaking. Jordan Henderson has accepted El Actif. I hope I know I butchered that. Apologies to anyone who's associated with that team for that butchering. El Atifak. A proposal. There's a verbal agreement in principle. Contract agreed. The deal now depends on Liverpool and Al Efekak discussing on the fee. There is no chance of him leaving for free. I know I butchered it. I know I did. I know. I haven't even said it out loud. So like I should have practiced how to pronounce the name. Henderson spoke to Klopp today and he's been given the green light. Now, this goes back to what I was saying yesterday. Big up to everyone who's watching the draft yesterday. We spoke about it because obviously it started to break during the draft. So that's when we broke the story. And I said it at the time, there's no way Hendo hasn't spoken to Klopp. And there is no way that Hendo hasn't been told that his role is going to be significantly reduced in comparison to what he's used to and whatnot, if he decides to go. There's no way if Klopp turns around and goes, nah, do you know what, Hendo, you're going to play the majority of the games, you're still going to be the first team midfielder, that he accepts this, in my opinion. I think for me, this is all based on the fact that he now knows what is the point in being at Liverpool if I'm only going to come off the bench for 10, 20 minutes? Like, it's obvious that is what the situation is. For me personally, I don't know about you people, but that's how I feel about it. Especially, Hendo spoke to Klopp and there's a green light. Hendo leaving is a big deal, people. This is a big deal. Let's put agendas to one side for a minute, because I know there are a lot of people who have a Hendo agenda. Let's put everything, emotions, let's put all of that to the side and let's address the situation when you lose your club captain. Not even team captain, club captain. A team captain can be the guy who's always, on the field giving out the instructions, almost like vice captain because he plays all the time, whereas a club captain might be on the bench, so he doesn't captain the side on the pitch as much, but he takes care of the daily, issues that a captain will have to take care of, so to speak, like a manager. This is the club captain. This ain't going to be easy to replace, people. I think a lot of people are, and again, we've spoken about this at large. Hendo does way more than people see on the pitch for Liverpool. And who is the natural replacement? I was thinking about this, and I'm just going to put everybody else's kind of like thoughts into the situation just for a second, right? Loads of people think Van Dijk's on the decline or he's done. And this is what I'm basing off of the things that I heard last season for the majority of the time. Van Dijk's on the decline. We need to replace him, etc., etc. Robbo, he's on the decline. Shocking season. He's not good enough anymore. We should be upgrading on him. These are the things I'm hearing about the two players who I'm now being told are our best bet to be captain. So make it make sense for me, people. I need someone to make it make sense for me. I just need someone to make it make sense for me. So Van Dijk should be moved on and he's declining. Robbo should be moved on and he's declining. But the two people in our team that are best to be captain if Hendo leaves are Robbo and Van Dijk. Make it make sense. I personally think that Salah would be a contender. I think the way he leads by example for his country. I think the way he kind of just leads by example in the way he looks after himself, and he's also professional. I think Mo Salah is a good shout to be Liverpool captain. But then I ask you, lot, Saudi are coming back for Mo next year. Let's keep it $150. Let's not even, let's not even kind of like act like that's not what's happening. He's going to be getting offered this big boy money next year. And with only a year left on his contract at that point, and at 32, coming up 33 years old, roughly, they offer us like 80 million for a 32-year-old. I think the club accept. I don't think Mo would probably want, to take that deal himself as well. Last big contract of his career, life-changing. He'll be on like $1.5 million a week, sorry. With all due respect to the captain, who I love and adore, if he's getting 700, Mo's going over there and collecting like 1.5 million a week, easy. You know what I mean? This is Mo. Like, I don't think people actually understand how many eyes will start watching the Saudi League if Mo Salah goes there. So, I mean, a lot of people are saying Alisson. For me, I think Alisson is more than an exemplary example for the team and would be a brilliant captain. But I'm going to be honest, I don't like my goalie being a captain. I think if you look at examples of it over the years, there's very few times it works when your goalie's the captain. I think it's too hard for him to give instructions out past the defense. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really too sure that it would be a good idea to give Ali the captaincy. This is mad. This is mad. Let me just get into a couple of the comments on this. Big up everyone who's jumping in on this spontaneous live show. Smash that like button. Arj, Hendo's getting about 350 drift, not 700. Yeah, there's a lot of conflicting reports, Arj, about how much he's going to be making. There's quite a lot of people that are still talking about the 700. I'm seeing quadruple as quite a lot of the wording used. So quadruple would mean he'd be on over 500. Because if he's on 140 now, then obviously, you just times that by 5. So it'd be about 5, somewhere between 5 to 600,000 is probably what he'd be on. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, 600 grand, between 5 and 600 grand to 700 grand, it's not that much of a difference if it's 600 to 700, is it? So he's still gonna be earning astronomical amounts of money. And yeah, remember, this is tax-free money as well. So it's mad. Tommy saying Robbo was captain with Ali vice captain. He'd be all right with it being Van Dijk though. Crampy says, wow, is this real? It is indeed, my friend. Hendo is going to leave. It's mad. Vase of Flowers says Hendo was a good captain, but if we can sell him and replace him with Thuram, I'd be pleased. Drift Henderson wants to leave, so we can't force him to stay. No, I agree with that. I held absolutely no malice towards anybody in this scenario, if I'm being honest. I've got no malice towards Klopp for agreeing to it. I've got no malice against the owners for accepting it. And I've got no malice against Henderson for wanting to go. Absolutely none. Every single part of this scenario is understandable, apart from the fact that if you take the human side out of it, where you have to accept what somebody wants, what are we doing losing our captain and our vice captain and 4 members of the senior squad? Because you got to include Bobby. You have to include Bobby. Whether or not we've got a replacement for Bobby and Gakpo, which we obviously, seemingly, hopefully do, there is absolutely no way that you can leave out Bobby as one of the senior players, the voice in the changing room, the influence around the team, part of the furniture. Leave him at the same time as this. This is all a bit much, if I'm being completely honest with you. I know we wanted an overhaul. I know a lot of people have been begging for this to be the case and for this to happen. I get that. But this is a bit of a madness. This is a bit of a madness. And I mean, I might as well just double down and talk about the two at the same time. I just said it. FLACO. Big up Anfield Talk. This one's coming way off Paul Joyce. Okay. El Ittihad. I hope that one I said right. Are set to approach Liverpool with a £40 million offer for FLACO. Liverpool head to Germany for a training camp on Saturday, and Klopp will want clarity on the makeup of his squad. So that means when he leaves to go to Germany, he pretty much wants everybody on that plane who's actually going to be a Liverpool player next season. And I know that's what I know that's how Klopp feels. I know that's how Klopp feels. Big up Casey here saying Joyce has also said that FLACO actually wants to move. Again, I would completely understand. We haven't heard anything about wages, but I would assume a club willing to pay £40 million for a player and have disposable cash are probably most likely going to be putting FLACO on the 400, 500, 600, 700 grand a week money that I'm seeing a lot of the other people are going for. He's an absolute world-class baller. He's done it all. He's a figurehead. Whether you think he's good enough to still play for Liverpool or not, he's still been a figurehead for Liverpool, and he's still a massive player, international footballer. He's helping to raise the profile in the country. He's still going to be getting these big boy wages. I know a lot of people are saying, H, 100% you have to, accept. Crypto, 40 M's for FLACO is pretty mad. Ash saying accept it and run. Mark saying 40 mil is crazy money, and that we can't reject 40 mil for FLACO. I agree. I do. I've always championed that. I do truly believe that FLACO isn't done, and I think that FLACO could still have a brilliant role to play for Liverpool. But yeah, 40 M's for a player who could possibly be on the way out, in terms of like maybe this season wasn't a fluke and maybe he is done. You have to grab 40 M's. You have to grab 40 M's. You have to. But what you got to do after you take that 40 M's is you got to go and put 40, 50 on top, and you go and get me Caicedo. Because let me tell you something, people. If you lose... No, let me start again. If you buy Lavia, and Lavia is coming in, and Lavia's coming in with FLACO still there, and with Hendo still there, and he's going to have no pressure, and he's going to learn, and he's going to grow, and he's going to become that DM that we need to replace FLACO in 12 months' time, or in 2 years' time, or whatever it may be, then boom, all good in the hood. Everything is rosy. There's no real worries. Brilliant move. Lavia's going to be an absolute star in the future. I believe it. Boom, we move. But if you let go of Hendo and FLACO, which is crazy that I'm even saying that in the same sentence, based on the fact that there's Thiago rumors still thrown around about Barcelona. And on top of that, we've already lost the seniority of Naby, Ox, Milner, and Bobby. And then so it's even, man, I'm even talking about this. This is all the generals leaving. This is all the influential people in the team. These are all the people that help to keep the professionalism and keep everybody in the harmony and everything ticking over. These are major keys in this. All leaving at the same time. This is crazy. But even so, if Lavia comes in with no pressure, it's all good. But if Lavia comes in and there is pressure, because he's got to start every game now, he's coming in to be week in, week out, Liverpool, first 11 DM. If it goes wrong or he's not ready to swim yet, what do we do? You know what I'm saying? So this is major. This is actually major. Like to lead, like it's more than just the players. For everybody who, and I see everybody is being quite sensible. Big up yourselves, everyone, for jumping in. Smash that like button for me, please, and subscribe if you're new, guys. Most people are being very, very sensible, and I love that because that's what our community is for the majority. We are sensible anyway. But we have to take away whether you think these guys are still, you know, the level for Liverpool to be first 11 players, and just think about what it means for these players to all believe in at the same time, for the team, for the morale, for the harmony, for, I don't know, man, this is crazy. I don't think this shit works. If you go and look at examples of this being done in the past, to not go into too much details because, like, I don't know, off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly, but I'm sure AC Milan in the 90s did like a really massive rebuild in a small amount of time and had a Galactico side of all world-class players, and it didn't work. You look at what Chelsea are doing and what they tried to do in the last 12 to 18 months. It didn't work. Buying a whole load of players, especially when quite a lot of them are young, all at the same time, it can go left. It really can go left. And if we're going to go in and bring in, even if it is my boy Caicedo, yeah, who I'd be, don't even get me started if we was to get involved in that and pull that one off. You lot already know how I'd feel about that. But the boy's still 20, 21 years old. Szoboszlai, 22 years old. All right, McAllister at 24, World Cup winner, has got a lot more experience, but he's still only really 2 years into his professional realness, if that makes sense. Without, you know, being disrespectful to what happened before Brighton, it's really only the last 2 years. So that's still minimal experience, so to speak. And then, you know what I mean? If it was Lavia as well, or if it was Colwill or any of the, like, it's all young players we're going after. And I know if you're good enough, you're old enough, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It just seems a bit mad for the team to get so squad so rapidly with all the older heads leaving all at the same time. You know what I mean? There'll be only like 4 or 5 of the old heads left. Thiago's going next year as well. So it'll be Salah, Van Dijk, Robbo, Ali. You know what I mean? Because Konate is relatively young. He's old enough now at 23, 24. But, you know, still Trent, 24. All right, the experience is still there. I wouldn't call him a young buck in that regard. But, like, it's a lot of the old guard going. It's just Salah, Van Dijk, Robbo, Ali. Like, that really is the only senior heads been there, done it, old guard boys that'll be around. Because, obviously, Matip's leaving as well. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be crazy. Then it's saying desperate times call for desperate measures. Oh, man. I mean, this is a fair point for Montaigne. But Drift, we will only make 4 signings this window, so it can't be compared to Chelsea, who signed 8. No, I agree with that. But it's still a massive overhaul at the same time, bro. And I'll be honest with you as well. If FLACO and Hendo leave, we actually need to sign 5 players, bro. We actually do, because we wanted 4 players when we thought these guys were still going to be here. So we need to replace Hendo and FLACO with 2 midfielders, one who will be a DM or one who can play DM and is maybe flexible the way Henderson would have been. And then we still need to go and get a centre-back and a right-back essentially. But, you know, really and truthfully, we also need to go and get 2 centre-backs if we're looking at the scenario where Matip may be leaving. You throw on top of that, in an ideal world, you actually do need to go and bring in another midfielder after the 2 main midfielders, based on the fact that it would be Szoboszlai, McAllister, Jones, Thiago, and then until we've signed anybody, just Bajcetic, the young kid. That would be it. That'll be 4. So essentially, we would need to bring in 3 midfielders if you really deep it, because Elliot, Bajcetic at their young age, especially the fact that I just don't think the midfield role works for Elliot. I think you've got to go and get 3 midfielders, which is crazy because 5 new midfielders in one summer is not going to work. I'm not even trying to be negative, guys. 5 midfielders in one window doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't. I would be flabbergasted and pleasantly surprised if Liverpool just clicked and was banging from the beginning of the season and really was part of a title challenge and had a brilliant season, if we bring in 5 new midfielders, all of which will probably start. All of which will probably start. Because if we're being honest, as brilliantly as Jones has been and as much as he kind of does deserve to start, based on the ability of the players, he most likely won't. Thiago, we know the issues of his availability. So there'll be 50-50 games where he won't even be there. So that he probably won't start. And Bajcetic isn't even going to be ready at the start of the season, neither is Thiago anyway, because of their injury, them recovering from injuries and surgery, etc. So with FLACO and Hendo leaving, Curtis Jones will be the only fit and available midfielder from last season at the club ready to go at the beginning of the season. That's nuts. Let me say that again for the people at the back. The only fit and available midfielder that was part of Liverpool's team last season at the beginning of this season will be Curtis Jones. If FLACO and Henderson, as reports are saying, are both leaving. Am I crazy, people? That's a madness. Am I crazy? Has that ever been done before? That's madness. I don't even know if you lot have even deeped it. Curtis Jones will be the only midfielder from last season fit and available and ready to go at the beginning of the season. Madness. Absolute madness. Let me get through some of these supers. Big up everyone. Make sure you smash that like button for me, please, people. Big up John each and every time, as always. Says big up Drift. How are you? Do you know what, John? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know how I am, bro. I'm about to lose my captain. I don't know. I really don't know, bro. This is a madness, man. This is a madness. This is an absolute madness. Hendo tribute incoming. Kop-Ish style. Best believe. Because this is a madness. This is an absolute madness. Big up yourself each and every time, Sean. Says, big up Drift. We all complain about sentimental FC. It's time, bro. Let's move. I hear you, bro. I hear you. I do get that, you know, there is a time and a place to move on. And that's probably the reason why I'm maybe not as angry in terms of the whole scenario, because I get it. I understand why Hendo's thinking about doing this. And I definitely understand why Liverpool would probably accept 40 mil for FLACO. And after the abuse FLACO got last year, maybe why he would also be considering this. Or maybe even within himself, he knows that he can't keep up anymore, which would be absolute credit to him if he walked away before it got to that point. Because you got to give a lot of credit to players who know when they just can't be bothered or they haven't got it anymore. Shout out Eric Cantona. I hate the fact he was a Man United player. So I hate bigging him up, but because he was a Man United legend. But he knew he was falling out of love with the game. And I think he was 32 when he retired. If you think about it, Eric Cantona, the way he played, he could have easily played on to 35, 36. And he was at the absolute peak of his powers. But he just thought, I think he actually said, like, I'm not in it anymore. Like, I don't have the enthusiasm anymore. And we all know he was a maverick character anyway. Sometimes you got to admire when people wouldn't know when to go out. So I get it. I get it. I do get it. But big up yourself, Sean, as always. Big up yourself each and every time, Beijing. Please make sure you lot go check out Beijing Reds TV, guys. Drift, I don't know, bro. All of these players leaving and having to incorporate all these new players is crazy. Beijing, this is what I'm saying, bro. When you're trying to put all these pieces of the puzzle together all at the same time, it could go so left. It could go so left. And don't get me wrong, people. It could end up being that in 12 months' time, once we've got all of the weirdness and the gelling out the way, the following season would be an absolute barnstormer and would just wreck everything and just be absolutely sensational because everybody's gelled. But we're talking about this season that's coming up right now and the fact that we're just coming off a bad year. So we don't have time to have 2 bad years in a row. But yeah, big up yourself, Beijing. This is a big deal, man. And V2, big up yourself, bro. Cal is somewhere hiding the the Diddy Harlem shake right now after the Fabinho news. You know what? I haven't even spoke to Cal about this properly. I don't think he is excited at the prospect of both players leaving at the same time. I actually don't think he is. But yeah, big up Brandon saying the glass is half full right now. I can totally understand where you're coming from. Big up Nilante as ever. Says we can get better than Lavia. Why not get two though, bro? You bring in Lavia for the potential, and you bring in another boy, another big boy. That's what I say, bro. Big up Farouk. Drift, this is crazy. The only thing I'm excited about, this brings energy to Klopp. Very true, bro. Very true. I think this will be what Klopp may have needed, is that little like, all right, here we go again kind of thing. Like, you know, he loves a managerial challenge. This is a proper managerial challenge now to get these young boys gelled and get them playing. And we know Klopp loves coaching the players once he's got them in. And now he's got some absolute ballers. If we can add a couple absolute ballers to that, it could actually be the refreshing that Klopp needs for real. This could go right. This could. Oh, do you know what? Ironically, big up yourself, Brendan. Literally, I just seen a comment as I was thinking it. It could actually go right. We could be absolutely flying this season based on youthful enthusiasm. The young bucks just get it straight away. They are very intelligent footballers. I can only talk about the ones we have so far, but Soboslai and McAllister, very football intelligent, and it even looks like human intelligent people. They might get it straight away or within a couple of weeks, so we might be flying. Caicedo, say it was to be him or Lavia, they are used to the Premier League. They could come in, it could just be flying straight away. It could happen, and it could be an absolute madness. But I'm just giving you what I realistically think can happen because I work on probability. Do you know what I mean? The possibilities of it going well are right there for everybody to see. That's a fact. But the probability is it will not work, or it definitely won't work straight away. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't know. Hugo says Thiago is finished. He has no place in this new squad. I completely disagree, bro. I completely disagree. I genuinely think Klopp had enough of FLACO and Hendo this season. Okay, so does that mean that you think that it could possibly be Klopp's decision almost? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, people. I don't know, man. I got another piece of news to talk to you lot about. At least this one's a little bit of good news. Well, it is for me anyway. My boy Darwin, he is officially D9. He is officially D9 now. You gotta love it. Darwin Nunez has been given a number 9 shirt. I think this is good for his confidence. I'm hoping that this is a good sign in terms of Klopp's trust in him. And what we're gonna see this season. You lot think I'm being biased when I say this because of my love for Nunez. But I don't think I'm being biased. I think I'm assessing the situation for what it is based on his talent, whatever. If we play Nunez down the middle and we have all of this creativity now around him, if we can get the stability right in terms of like all these incomes and outcomes, and we get the stability right so the team is stable, which I feel sorry for Nunez if he has to play another season in an unstable team. All the ingredients are there for him to absolutely bang this season and all the seasons to follow. So, absolutely loving this. That's my number 9. Do you know what I mean? It's my number 9. So, at least I got some positivity based on all this madness that's going on. Yeah, it's mad. The numbers are all pretty much sorted out. Boo Rider, for real. Darwin's got the 7. I mean, the 9. Diaz has got the 7. McAllister's got the 10. Soboslai's got the 8. Mo's got the 11. All our big numbers are pretty much sorted now. Which is mad because quite a few of them are up for grabs, in it. But obviously, we've brought in people who we think are adequate enough to take those. So yeah, Nunez is the number 9, people. Let me know what you lot are thinking. I agree, Bayesian. I said this the other day. With the new offside rule, it's going to be even harder to contain Darwin now. I fully agree, bro. I'm hearing a lot of people saying that it's only in Europe. It's not actually going to be in the Premier League this season. I need to actually do some. I should have done some research on whether that's actually real or not. But yeah, eventually, I'm guessing that rule will come to England. And but yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Big up Rams each and every time. It is a tough day, my bro. The Nunez stuff's the only good news coming out of today, bro. It's a big day. It's a big, big, big day, man. It really is. Yeah, it's I don't know, man. Big up H. Says 10 mil for Hendo don't make sense for Liverpool whatsoever. I'm seeing some conflicting reports around the price. Some are saying that Liverpool are asking for 10, some are saying that Liverpool are asking for 20. So I don't quite know exactly which one of those to believe. I think the valuation is all right in terms of his age. And if he's a squad player, if we get somewhere between 10 to 20 mil, for a 33-year-old, I don't, who isn't like of the level of your Lionel Messi's and that kind of thing, where I think when you're that age, you can still command big fees when you get older. But for a 33-year-old of Hendo's caliber, I think if you get somewhere between 10 to 20 mil, you're getting actually what the value is of the player. But because we don't want to sell him and because they've come out of nowhere, yeah, we should be getting as much as we can. I agree with that. I truly do agree with that. But man, it's madness, man. It's madness. Big up yourself, Sean. Sure, need a Kop-Ish special tonight, bro. We might have to try it. Like the plans had nothing in the you know what I mean. Like everybody's seemingly going to be busy this evening, but we might have to. We might have to try and do something. We might have to. We'll obviously be back tomorrow, without doubt. Tonight, though, stay tuned to the socials to see if we can do something, guys. I mean, if it literally becomes official, somehow, some way, even if it's not, all of us, we're gonna have to obviously break that news. You lot already know we do. We make sure we get to it. But yeah, we'll try, Sean. We'll try, Sean. We'll try. Yeah, it's a sad day, man. It's a sad day. It really is. Sure. I don't know, man. People, what we saying? We're losing them both. You know what I mean? Big up yourself, Bayesian. Big up yourself. Man will holler at you, G. Man will holler. I don't know, man. Yeah, bro. Bruv. Hendo looked like he was getting ready for something. I thought it was for Liverpool, bruv. I didn't know it was for another team, man. I really didn't. I don't know, man. Big up Jamra every time. Says still don't think he leaves, and the reported wages is less than 700 grand a week. Yeah, bro. I mean, obviously, it's not a guarantee he's gonna leave. That is very true. It could come out that this isn't true. But Fabrizio and Paul Joyce and the likes, they don't really say things to this degree. If there's no truth in, I mean, like I know a lot of people like to get clickbait and stuff, but them man has got reputations. They don't just say stuff. If them man are actually saying that Jordan Henderson has said yes, the club are okay, everything is agreed with the personal stuff. Now it's just about the clubs confirming how much they think the valuation of the player is. To me, that says the only thing that gets in the way is the valuation of the player. Like maybe if Liverpool just double down and go, nah, look, if it's not 20, we're not accepting. And then maybe they might say, oh yeah, all right, then cool, leave it. Other than that, I don't see anything that gets in the way because these big boy journalists don't say things unless it's true to this caliber. You know what I mean? You don't get the here we goes and the breaking of this level when it's rubbish. You just don't. You know what I mean? You really don't. This stuff means it's like it might be today. Do you know what I mean? Like when this type of stuff comes out from Liverpool, because we're very good, Liverpool as a club. One thing that I do rate about how we move is we very rarely have information leak, early enough to like have a whole saga build up. Yeah, the Thiago stuff a few years back rumbled for about a week and a half, maybe. The McAllister stuff rumbled for about a week and a half, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, is this real? Is this true? Is it? What is this? Right. And then, yeah, we confirmed it wasn't. And within 2 weeks, it was done. Yeah, that is true. But I still think 2 weeks is a very short amount of time in the world we live in now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes these sagas drag out for 5, 6, 7 weeks and craziness like that. But we normally do keep things close to our chest. Generally speaking, the Nunez stuff, bang, came out of nowhere. Boom, he was a Liverpool player. You know what I mean? And the same can be said for a load of others. Super slide, bang, out of nowhere. Boom, he was just a Liverpool player. You know what I mean? Like Gakpo, bang, out of nowhere. He was just a Liverpool player. We don't normally let people know Wagwan. So I believe that the reason this is coming out is because there's so much legs to it that Henderson's probably already almost about to let everybody know. You know what I mean? Between now and tomorrow, I think this is going to be announced. Maybe not so much the FLACO, but I think the Hendo one, I think this is going to be announced within the next 24 hours, if I'm being honest, people. I really do. Sure, Many is somebody else who obviously, I don't think Sure Many leaves Real Madrid without giving it one more season to see if he can get through. You don't go to Real Madrid, you don't get a move to the biggest club in the world and let go after one season. Unless you're being absolutely disrespected on every level, like personally, like racially, whatever. But from a footballing point of view, 1 year on the bench and not really settling in properly at a new club of the size of Real Madrid, you at least give it one more year. Sure, Many's not leaving. Unless Real Madrid actually picked him up and did a Jazzy Jeff and just, dashed him out the front door, which they wouldn't. Not a player of his quality anyway. I don't know, man. So, yeah, as I was saying, Darwin Nunez is our new number 9. A couple of people agree, a couple of people don't. And it's looking like this great man here is going to be leaving, man. It's looking like this great man here is going to be leaving. So, people, I'm going to love and leave you. If we can go live again later on today, or if there is any breaking, we're going to have to try our very hardest. Big up to everybody for jumping in. Please make sure you smash that like button for me, please, people. Subscribe if you're new. Get us to 30K, please, people. We're about 480 subscribers away. So please help us to get there. Bayesian, let's not, bro. Liverpool, too rich for our blood, bro. Too rich for our blood. And if I'm being honest with you, the amount of money that it would actually take to bring in Valverde, I'd rather get Caicedo. If I'm being completely honest. I don't know about you lot, but if somebody gave me Valverde or Caicedo as an option right now to replace Henderson, I'm taking Caicedo. I think Valverde's a baller. There's absolutely no doubts about that. But I'm taking Caicedo right now. So for the amount of money it would cost to get Valverde, I'm seeing 77 to 87 million as the quotes, even if that is close to being real. That's Caicedo money. So, yeah, I would rather go and get Caicedo. But big up everyone. Big up Jerry in the building. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy. But I saw Jamie Phillips in the chat as well earlier. Big up yourself, bro, Jamie. I don't know if you're still here. But yeah, big up everyone, man. I know this is a last minute thing. You know what I mean? Maybe, yeah. It's mad. It's mad. For real, I might even have to just, Jerry, holler at me. Jamie, holler at me. We might have to have a conversation now. For real. I don't know. Holler at me. We'll talk. Bayesian, holler at me. We might have to talk now. Boy. But for this segment right here, the live summer daily news show, big up yourselves, guys. Rams in the building. Yo, we might have to talk, people. What we saying? Let's talk. We might have to talk. We might have to talk as a collective. Let's talk. Let's talk offline. But for this segment, big up your damn selves. And yeah, we move, people. We move. This is a mad one.